Ave Maria, this is Friar Roderick here for AirMaria.com, and we're in Middletown, Connecticut at St. Francis Parish, a wonderful name, a wonderful saint. And we're here with Father Euteneuer from HLI. How you doing, Father?
Doing great. Nice to be with you.
Nice to be with you. It was quite a talk there about your organization and what it's doing internationally in front of a big gala event here with many, a big organization that's very pro-life here in the United States. And we're very used to the predicament of pro-life in the United States.
Right.
But you're involved in an international fight for pro-life. So how does that compare to the United States situation?
It's a difficult fight all around the world, and what most people don't realize is that there are many countries in the world that haven't yet legalized abortion. And Human Life International has a special charism, a special focus and goal, is to go to these countries where abortion isn't yet legal and to try to stop it from coming in. Okay. Because if we had known 35 years ago what we know now about abortion, maybe our nation would have woken up and said, we don't want this, and wouldn't have allowed it to come in the first place. It's 1,000 times easier to stop it from coming in than it is to try to get it out once it comes in. And we basically operate on that principle, that we're a preventative type of organization. And we go to the countries where abortion isn't legal yet, and we train the people. We make them aware of the threat that's looming on their borders or is already in some form inside of their countries. And we train them to stop it.
Right, and there's plenty of evidence in this country of how bad it is, and so you just lay it out to them pretty much, right?
That's basically it. We're witnesses from the first world. We're a good example of what not to do, right. And we got plenty of evidence after 35 years of this, and in Europe it's more than 40 years of this kind of destruction of family and life and the sanctity of marriage, and all we have to do is just explain to them what's happening, and it makes sense to them.
Right. So it's the old principle that an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure.
Basically, that's what we operate on because we know that we just have to strengthen the values that they already have. Right. We don't have to convince people in Africa to be pro-life. They are already pro-life. They haven't had 40 years of feminist propaganda like we had.
Right, right. So that's very important to do. It's very efficient, and you have to do that because you're up against an organization much larger than yourself, right? Like Planned Parenthood International.
That's right. Based in London, the International Planned Parenthood Federation is a huge network of 184 countries of the world. Now, there are only 193 countries in the world, countries of over 100,000 population, and they're in 184 of them. So this is the immensity of this onslaught against life. It's bad enough in America, but it's all over the world.
Right. And so it's not only that many countries, but they have a lot more money coming in, a lot more employees, and all the mass media is on their side.
Yeah, we pale in comparison. It's even worse than a David versus Goliath fight because at least David, could stand tall against a Goliath in some form or another. We can't even begin to meet them dollar for dollar or man for man in terms of this fight. Right. The only thing we have on our side is God.
Right. And that brings up a good point. What do you do when you wake up in the morning and you're little David against Mega Goliath? What's the first thing you do?
We look at the sort of hot spots in the world, places which are on the verge of legalizing abortion, and we basically just go there. Okay. And we talk to the people, and we tell them, how to stop this. And the only way to really stop it is by getting people yelling and screaming and saying, we don't want this in our country. Right. That usually stops it, at least for a while. It usually stalls it, right. And sometimes it stops it altogether.
Wow. Well, great. It also helps that you're a priest, and you also have a chapel in your compound there in Virginia, right?
Yes, in fact, our building is 12 years old this year, and it was built in the shape of a cross. And the very center of the cross is a chapel. And every day, every work day anyway, we have Eucharistic adoration, rosary, and Mass, and that drives our whole mission. There's no question about it.
Great. Sounds like a great job to be at a place that has that to work with.
It's one of those nice perks for the employees, and on top of that, we have folks come from the local area. Front Royal, Virginia, where we're located, is a big homeschooling area, so we always have lots of families and kids at our masses, and it's a real joy.
Great. Wow. So it's a real family operation.
Yes, it is. Yeah, that's what we're all about.
Very pro-life. Very good.
Absolutely. Yeah, and it's, I would invite your listening audience and your viewing audience to just look at our website at www.hli.org, Human Life International, hli.org.
Great. Well, I'm sure it's we're very inspired by your talk, very inspired by your witness, and we just have the best things to say about you, Father Euteneuer.
Well, you're one of few, actually. Say good things about us. But no, we're happy to be united with you in this struggle, for sure.
Great, Father. Thanks for coming and talking to us.
Thanks. God bless.
God bless you. Marina, this is Friar Roderick here for AirMaria.com, and God bless you.